When you look at coaching, so a lot of these guys that are listening, they manage sales teams, right? They're either recruiting, selling, managing, trying to help motivate. And door to door is not an easy job, right? Like it's very much so a grind. You're getting your face kicked in, day out, people yelling, spitting, pulling guns, throwing you in jail. And how do you motivate? I'm sure you've had to kind of pull somebody out of their victim mindset of like, I'm demotivated. I just don't want to go out today. I'm struggling. What are some good techniques that you could maybe speak to the leadership of this industry to help keep somebody motivated and keep them going on a consistent grind? Like, is there any tips you would help?
100%. So if you guys can write this down, write it down. So number one, you have the sight to a great life. The sight is the vision. And then you have the right to a great life. So no matter what country you live in, even if you have oppression in that country, you have the sight and then you have the right, okay? But the third thing is that you have to develop the might. The might is the inner strength. The might is the faith. The might is the courage. The might is the resilience. And that's what a lot of people don't have. They have the sight, okay? So they'll read the book like The Secret or Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or they'll read these different books, Think and Grow Rich, and they see it, okay? Tim, I got the sight. I got the right, okay? But you have to have the might. And so that's one reason I also want you to come to the conference in January, because we're going to teach you about how to have the might, how to strengthen your might, how to strengthen the inside of you. Because when you strengthen your might, it's so powerful. You're going to be like that person that gets hit and bounces back, gets hit and bounces back, gets hit and bounces back. Now, I studied the palm tree. So palm trees, if there's a big hurricane like in Florida, they could be like this, and 150-mile-an-hour winds could hit a palm tree, and it'll bend, stay there till the wind's done and bounce back. Other trees are just uprooted. So I studied it, and I found that the palm trees go about 25 feet deep into the ground, but also they have elasticity in them. And so all through the trunk is elasticity, like rubber. So here's what happens, is they bend, and they bounce back. So when you have the sight and you have the right, and when you get the might, you bend, and don't break. You bend, and don't fly away. You bend, and you bounce back. So when I am life coaching the biggest stars in the world, I teach them the might. And so when you have the might, okay, when you have the might, big winds can hit you. And I say it this way: you hit the flow, come back for mo. Hit the flow, come back for mo. Hit the flow, come back for mo. So that's why you keep coming back, young man, because you hit the flow, come back for mo, because you got the might.
Love that.
I got the might, yo. I may hit the flow, but I'm going to come back for mo.
I love that. That's such a good. I'm gonna steal that. I will tag Tim Storey every. I am stealing that. Hit the flow, come back for mo. That's hot. That's fresh off the press right there. So one thing that I like that you said that the other day I was really like, I had like a weird week of sequential like events. Like it was like bad. And I still was like so happy. And everybody's like, Sam, how are you still functioning right now? And I was like, honestly, I just think it goes back to that might. It goes back to, I can just come back to I want more. Like I bounce back so much faster than I think most average people. And it's not that, it was funny because I did an Instagram story and I said, it's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people simply is those that are unsuccessful, they break, they fly away, they don't bounce back like what you're saying. It's like almost like they all have 5 flat tires every year. Well, maybe the successful person still had 5 flat tires every year. You just didn't hear about it and they just kept moving. Like they just were like, oh darn, a flat tire. The unsuccessful person is like, oh, my life is over. I'm going to get fired from my job. And they talk about it all day. And it's like, no, I'm like, well, dude, just bounce. You had a flat tire. Like that's life. Like move on. Like, And it was so interesting because I'm like, I think bad things like hurricanes happen to everyone. And that's what I'm trying to get at on this podcast is it's like, you've had your own hurricanes. I've had my own hurricanes. It's the ability to bounce back and that elasticity, which I love this analogy. And it's hurricanes happen to everybody.
Yeah. And just own it for yourself. Cause I think it's part of your message. Like that's why Tom Brady can go to the Patriots and have a so-so season. So he knew he had a so-so season last year. He knew it, but he's used to winning the Super Bowl. So then he goes down south to Tampa Bay. People are like, what's he going to do? The guy is exploding. He's acting and playing like he's 35 years of age and he's in his 40s. Okay. Why? Because he has the sight, he has the right, but he has the might. So you saw that when Tom got hit by the winds of life when he was with New England, they did not go so far in the playoffs. He didn't quit, complain, give in, fold, as we said earlier. He hit the flow, came back for Mo. Hit the flow. So that's what I wanted to help your friend with when we get on the phone. Hit the flow, come back for Mo. Come on, we're not a bunch of quitters.
I love that.